Your Excellencies and leaders of our great party, the People Democratic Party, the largest political movement in Africa, it is my singular honor and privilege to welcome you to this interactive section, town hall meeting with a cross-section of Rivers people. First and foremost, on behalf of Rivers State People Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council, let me take this opportunity to express our regret to our presidential candidate and his Presidential Campaign Council, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar GCON, the Waziri Adamawa, alongside our brother, the Vice Presidential candidate, the Executive Governor of Delta State, His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, our National Chairman, Senator Christopher Iyusha Ayu, and the National Executive Committee and all the leaders of our great party for the failure to hold a presidential rally in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The toxic atmosphere created by the actions and utterances the Governor of Rivers State resulted in the decision of our leaders to shelve the presidential campaign rally in Port Harcourt to avoid the loss of life, like our presidential candidate declared. His forthcoming victory does not deserve the blood of any Rivers man. It was a painful decision for us, especially the people of Rivers State, all of whom had been eagerly waiting for months to come face to face with the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is our prayer that after your election and swearing in as the president of Nigeria, Rivers State will be your first presidential visit. We want to assure you, Mr. President in waiting, that the people of Rivers State support you and will overwhelmingly cast their vote for you because you have been a benefactor to so many people in Rivers State. Only a port is what it has become for our people because of your foresight. Numerous other investments all over Rivers State and the South are evidence of your love for our people even before you entered politics. Our dear President, when our government comes into being on the 29th of May 2023, it is our prayer that you prioritize the following as it concerns us as Rivers people. 1. Construction of the outer Port Harcourt Ring Road. 2. Completion of the Port Rail line to join the Port Harcourt-Maiduguri line, which you started when you were Vice President. To improve the functionality of the Onei and Port Harcourt ports, and the actualization of the Bonny Deep Water Port, which is all in line with your 5-point agenda. Dredging of our inland waterways, establishment of a dedicated petrochemical industrial park, because we have a very large petrochemical industry there. Modernization and upgrade of the Oyorokoto fishing port, which is today the largest fishing port in West Africa. Our President in waiting, be rest assured that as one of us, despite the antics of those who are still suffering from post-election loss traumatic syndrome, the ordinary people of Rivers State will continue to have your back as you have always had our backs. May God bless your excellencies. May God bless the People Democratic Party. May God bless Rivers State. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
PDP, power to the people. Your Excellency, we know that your schedule is so tight that we don't have time to interact with you. But nonetheless, we thank you for coming. Our waiting to be sworn in President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar Atiku, our Vice President in waiting, and our dear National Chairman. Let me stand on the existing protocols. This election is not about Atiku Abubakar and Senator Ato Okowa. This election is about all of us. It's about Nigeria, and in particular, it's about Rivers State. Your Excellency, we have chosen, Rivers people have chosen to stand with you and vote with you, vote for you. Atiku and Abubakar, that will strengthen democracy, which will guarantee freedom and liberty over tyranny. We don't want to join issues. As we stand here today, our focus is for us to mop up the entire River State to vote for our President in waiting and our Vice President in waiting. And so we don't have time for distraction. We will remain focused. And I can assure you, we have that commitment that we have taken upon ourselves. Courage over fear. And no turning back. We will win. Do you agree with me? We will win. We will win. We will win. Thank you and God bless you.
PDP! PDP! Your Excellency, our leader and presidential candidate of our party, and by the special grace of God, the man who will be president May 29, 2023. Your Excellency, our leader, the national chairman of our great party, our leaders who are here in great numbers, particularly the leaders from Rivers State, and our beautiful women from Rivers State. I've also noticed that we have some great youth from Rivers State. At a time such as this, we may appear troubled. The pains may be with us, but joy cometh in the morning. I thank God for your courage. Our former national chairman said, you have chosen courage over fear. And that is the driving force that we need to take us through the 25th of February 2023, just 6 days away, or less than. I have felt the courage amongst our people, especially when I listened to Dr. Lelono in that first broadcast that he did, that was sent to me by Senator George Sikibo. And when I listened to it, I said, fear has been conquered because this man spoke out. And I believe that in this last 1 week, we must be bold enough to speak out, to encourage the younger ones who are in great numbers waiting to vote. The leaders must speak out. The women must speak out, so that people will not sit back at home. They will be encouraged to troop out in their numbers to vote. I'm very convinced that Rivers State, if only the leaders will exercise that courage to speak out in the next few days, that the best result in the South will come from Rivers State. The reason is that it's not about the great work that we are doing. It's about the hidden pains in the people that will reflect that day in the votes that we cast. People are paying because we're in a democracy. But that's not what we see. You don't have to fight it with guns. You fight it with your votes. And I know that there are many out there waiting to exercise that right. If only the call is made, and that call will have to come from our leaders. I thank God for a leader who they tried to assassinate, but it didn't work. God is on his throne. But I encourage you on. And I'm sure that we are going to come out with a result that all of us will be proud of. There are so many persons out there working for the PDP, hidden on the inside, but they will come out on Saturday the 25th. You have also made the clarion call, and it's known in Nigeria. In the kind of Nigeria that we find ourselves today, there is only one solution. Amongst all who are competing, only one man is prepared. And it was shown from the very first day. I was surprised the day I was nominated vice president. As I stepped out, the next thing was the distribution of that document. That document that contains a lot. I'm sure that some of us have gone through it. My covenant with Nigerians. It's only a prepared man that comes prepared for the assignment. And that was what he saw. We may have glossed over it, but wait a minute. All others came out only several months after with hurried up documents. Some of them became copycats. When you are not prepared for something, you are not prepared for it. Nigeria needs a man who is prepared, a man who is humble, who is tolerant, a man who is ready to put all Nigerians together working on the same table for the growth of this nation. That is why I say always, I'm proud to be vice presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar. Our people, today is not the time to make long speeches. I wish I had all the time. But one good thing and one great thing is that I see that the leaders here are united. And I can see men, women, youths ready for action. There are many more at home ready for that action. Lead them in this courage, and it will definitely be well. When the votes come, and they will come, when the votes are counted and they will be counted, those who thought they wanted to oppress you, they will cry. God bless Nigeria.
PDP. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, in 7 days' time, former Vice President and my good people of Rivers State, I will speak very briefly because we have 2 other meetings to go to. And I'll be speaking on only 2 issues, which look like opposites, but they are contradictions and they are united. The first one is on democracy and dictatorship. The second one is the issue of North versus South. On the first one, for those who may not know, this party was formed as a struggle against dictatorship. The People's Democratic Party emerged because military dictatorship didn't want to leave Nigeria. And a number of us came together and said, we will fight for democracy. We forgot our party differences and we worked together. A number of our original members, some who have gone to the great beyond, some who are still with us, a number of them went to prison. Abubakar was imprisoned in the Lorin prison for almost 3 months. Sule Lamido was imprisoned in Meduguri prison. And then, for many of you who don't know, our brother Atiku Abubakar was attacked in his own house in Kaduna by armed military people. He narrowly escaped death, but many members of his household were killed. He had to run and leave the country. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you the good people of Rivers State, and to thank you for your courage, and to thank people like Abie Sekibo and Lee Meiba, who have suffered in the hands of tyranny, attempts to kill them. It is exactly the way we, the founding fathers of this party, suffered. They tried to kill us, but they didn't kill our spirit. We fought on, and luckily, along the line, the People's Democratic Party was born. Secondly, let me say that it was born as a party owned by the people. It was not controlled by any one of us, the founding fathers. Not Alex Ekweme, not Solomon La, not Adamu Chiroma or any of the people. Not Atiku Abubakar. Even President Obasanjo, when we formed the party, he was not there. He was in Yola prison. They took him out, he came and joined us, and was only a beneficiary of our democratic efforts. We survived. We won for democracy. This party along the line was drifting away back to dictatorship. When I came in as chairman of the party, I consulted with other party leaders, including our current president, and we decided that we must return this party back to the people. Can you please give me your ears? Young people, please listen to what I'm telling you. We determined that we will return this party to the people. This party will never be controlled by one single individual or any group of individuals. And the first step we took was to make sure that the party is financially independent. I am happy to say that since I became chairman of the party, apart from the initial money that the governors gave us, we have maintained financial independence for this party. We are not running to anybody to pay salaries or to do anything. So we have brought this party back to you, the ordinary people that control the party. Anybody who makes any attempt to seize control of this party by a coup of a few people, by any name to call, we will resist it and it will not happen. And that is exactly what we have done. The second issue is that of North-South. In my last 30-something years in Nigerian politics, and thank God, a number of you who I have worked with from the SDP times to now are here, including my brother, Atiku Abubakar. The North has voluntarily given power to the South. It has never been by way of force. In 1993, this brother, good Nigerian, patriotic Nigerian, ran against MPO Abiola. I was the president of the Senate at that time, and I was largely the one running the Social Democratic Party that time because we had no executive. Abiola won in Jos. Within 1 week, we all rallied around Abiola. And that is how we were able to win the 1993 election that was annulled. Nobody in the North said they won't vote for Abiola. And when we were campaigning, in some places in the North that we went, they will tell us, go and sit down. Abiola is a nationalist. You don't need to come and campaign. I can give you one specific example. We went to Bauchi. I was there with Abiola. The North say, go back. The North voted overwhelmingly for Abiola. That's why he won. Why? Because Abiola built bridges. You cannot win president in Nigeria without building bridges. Secondly, in 1999 when we formed, 98 when we formed the party, my brother, Atiku Abubakar, talked to me that I should be the Director General of Obasanjo's campaign. And I agreed. And I did it. I know the series of meetings we had, we in the North, determined that the leadership of this country must go back to the South because of what happened to Abiola. Nobody forced anybody. In both political parties, I'm sure my brother, when he stands up, he will talk about it. Both AMPP, AD Alliance, and we in the People's Democratic, both candidates were from the South. And the South unanimously removed Obasanjo from prison, pardoned him, funded him, organized, and made sure Obasanjo was elected. That's how President Obasanjo, a Southerner, a Christian, became the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Second time in 2003, if we had agreed, he would not have been president. We still supported him, and he did second term. It's when he said he would do third term that we refused. We organized against it, and we stopped him. Third time, your own son from Bayelsa Rivers was elected as vice president. The president who was from the North, after 2 years, he died. The North didn't say they would bring down the house. Doctrine of necessity. Your son became the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He finished Umaru Yar'Adua's 2 years And not only that, he was re-elected with massive support from the North. Why am I telling you this? We, as a National Working Committee, conducted one of the best conventions in the history of this country. And somebody emerged. And then others think, rather erroneously, that they can bring down this party, which is owned by the people. That cannot happen. The Nigerian people will not accept it. The people of Rivers will stand by the candidate of the People's Democratic Party. And this message to all my southern brothers and those of us from the Middle Belt. It is only after we do that tomorrow, when you run for president, my Muslim northern brother will support. We cannot divide this country. And that is why it is very, very important that we are putting forward a candidate who is prepared to unify this country. Atiku is a unifier. I have worked with him politically for the last 30-something years. I can tell you that he's competent, he's knowledgeable, and is somebody who takes every Nigerian as his brother and sister. Support him and let's unite this country for democratic Nigeria. Thank you all.
Some of us, very hot heads, had a meeting with the chairman of the party and the presidential candidate and his vice. And we said, we must go to Rivers. We must go to Rivers. Our blood boiling. We said, we must go to Rivers. Ningi said, we must go. Elumelu said, we must go. Philip Aduda said, we must go. But Atiku Abubakar, a father, a unifier, a pacifier, a sanctificator. He said, Dino, I said, sir, you know I am not afraid to go to Rivers. I said, we know, sir. He said, if I fought a sitting president, it is not anything to fight a sitting governor. He said, but never on my account, or never on the account of my ambition, will one drop of blood be spilled in Rivers State. And the conclusion of that matter is that we have left blood for blood-sucking demons. We have left blood for vampires. We are going to win Rivers without spilling blood. Ladies and gentlemen, President Atiku Abubakar, I salute your moral sagacity. Even in the beer parlor, there is seniority. This man is a matured Nigerian. Let me clap for her. And we know the Rivers people are determined. How can you be talking of South, fighting for South, equity, justice, and there's a way they talk integrity? How can you be talking of rotation when yourself, Amechi, and yourself, you are from the same local government? Amechi finish, you take over, you talk of rotation. Is that a rotation? If you want to rotate, you know go do because you go say my brother don't do. Now you want say south north, and meanwhile you yourself, for you to rotate, you have to support rotation. Have you noticed so? Ladies and gentlemen, if you know your hands are not aching you, Jam your hands together as I invite the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the Bible.
Atiku Abubakar.
Atiku Abubakar.
Don't articulate, oh. I go follow the man ways, I be the road, oh. I go follow the man ways, I be the walk, oh. I go follow the man way, go unite the people. Unify, I go follow the man way, go rescue the nation.
Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we listen to the speech, may I invite the Chairman, National Youth Council, Rivers State, to make his presentation quickly before the speech of Mr. President in waiting.
We want to, Rivers Youth says thank you for valuing their lives over your ambition. It is possible. Rivers people are fearless people. If you say you are ready, they are one step ahead of you. But you felt that a drop of blood would not be deserving your victory. We are grateful, sir, for that kind service. It has also shown that you are truly a unifier by standing on this point of yours, saying that you're not going to deploy your armies to go and fight back because the youth will be the casualties. With us here is a young man that was attacked unprovoked. He did not provoke any attack. As you can see, bullets wound all over him. This is not the kind of leadership we want in Nigeria. And this election is more keen to Rivers people than any part of the nation. Because if we must get it rightly, we must get it rightly from our various wards, from our various units. Sir, rounding up, I want to say that Rivers Youth have signed Order 23. And Order 23 is that the rally we are supposed to have in Port Harcourt for people to gather, we are taking the rally down to the pools, down to our wards, our 319 wards and over 4,000 electoral units. That is where we are going to show our own rally. Permit me, sir, to, on behalf of Rivers Youth Community, present a certificate of credence and endorsement presented to His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar as our sole candidate for the 2023 presidential elections. Signed, Protractor Comrade Winsa Baribani, President General, Rivers Youth Community. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies, thank you.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me first of all apologize to our fellow brothers and sisters from Rivers for keeping you waiting since Thursday. We apologize, and I hope, in spite of that, we will have a very short and lively evening. Let me make a few remarks on the issue of our rally in Rivers. But before I do that, let me please appeal to you. Yesterday, we ended up our campaigns in my home state of Adamawa. In the last few months, we have traversed the entire length and breadth of this country. The only states that we have not been to is Rivers and Taraba because of bad weather. In the course of the campaigns, a number of lives were lost. not due to violence, but due to accidents, particularly the lives of our supporters in Plateau State, and I had to rush there. In some other parts of the country, also a few lives were lost. May I therefore please request you to rise in 1 minute's silence in memory of our party members who lost their lives during the campaign. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Please be seated. I had wanted to speak off the cuff, but the Rivers leadership decided to present to me a written address. So I will not go out of that protocol. So my dear people of Rivers State, represented physically here today by a cross-section of leaders, opinion leaders, and citizens from various walks of life, I welcome you. I want to start by acknowledging the circumstances and turn of events that have led us to this unique style of a campaign rally. Although we did not wish for this, it became expedient that we think and act innovatively to protect the lives of our people from the mindless violence and bloodshed instigated by the very persons who have the primary responsibility for their security and well-being. Our campaign, and indeed the PDP, subscribe fully to the position that no political ambition is worth the blood of any Nigerian or our party member. Clearly, events on the ground in Rivers State and this gathering here at the instance of our Rivers PDP family confirms the historic relationship between me and the Rivers people. Beyond being a good corporate citizen of Rivers State, I have deeply connected with several families in Rivers State over the years, a relationship that has endured for decades, long before politics. That is why I remain confident of the support of Rivers people for PDP and our presidency. Rivers State and Rivers people are bound by destiny to be critical stakeholders and beneficiaries of the Atiku Abubakar presidency in multiple ways. Let me therefore reassure Rivers people that the state will regain its preeminent position in the governance and politics of Nigeria. Amongst other dividends, the transportation infrastructure in Rivers State will receive priority attention. The existing seaports will be expanded to increase economic activities that will have multiplier effect on the economy of Rivers State for the prosperity of our people and indeed the whole country. The uncompleted rail line from Oneport to join Port Harcourt, Maiduguri rail line, which has been on the drawing board for decades, will be completed speedily, while the deep sea port in Boni will receive immediate attention. Let me also say that the completion of the East-West Road will be a cardinal priority commitment for our presidency. The international airport in Port Harcourt will receive increased attention and investment to become a truly regional hub. The youth of Rivers State, like other states in the Niger Delta, will benefit from our dedicated economic empowerment scheme as a means of dealing with the persistent youth restlessness and discontent which has sometimes created security challenges. Amongst other initiatives, the Presidential Amnesty Program, which I was part of, will be revamped and restructured to become an enduring platform for unleashing the boundless creative energies and potentials of our youth in Rivers State. Our recovery agenda for Nigeria has a front row seat for Rivers women who are brilliant, talented, and hardworking. The women of Rivers State will benefit from our special entrepreneurial funding targeted at women, in addition to being considered for appointment to various offices. As a corporate citizen of Rivers State for many decades, I know that Rivers people appreciate that an Atiku presidency is inherently in their best interest, which is why you have made it your own project at great human and material sacrifices. I assure you that your sacrifice and support will be fully rewarded with good governance that will allow your aspirations to be realized. I therefore urge you to keep the faith, even in the face of harassment and needless violent intimidation. Turn out massively on Saturday, the 25th of February 2023, and cast your votes, as usual, for PDP. I assure you that your sacrifice and support will be fully rewarded. I wish you a safe journey back home. Keep safe. May God continue to bless the People's Democratic Party. May God bless Rivers State. And may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And thank you very much.